Welcome back everyone. Today we are going to start chapter 10, reaching the age of adolescence. In the previous chapter, you have learned how animals reproduce. It only after growing up to a certain age the human being and many other animals can reproduce. So it is clear that after reaching a certain age, animals and human beings can reproduce. Why can humans reproduce only after a certain age? In this chapter, we will learn about changes that takes place in the human body after which a person becomes capable of reproduction. In chapter 9, you have learnt about human reproductive organs. Here we shall discuss the role that hormones play in bringing about changes that make a child grow into an adult. So 10.1, Adolescence and Puberty. Bojo was celebrating his 12th birthday. After his friends left, Bojo and Paheli began chatting with their parents. Paheli studies in all girls school. She started laughing. She remarked that many of Bojo's school friends whom she met after a year had suddenly shot up in height. Some of them were looking very funny with their hairy line above their lips. Her mother explained that the boys had grown up. So growth begins from the day one is born, but upon crossing the age of 10 or 11, there is a sudden spurt in growth which becomes noticeable. The changes taking place in the body are the part of growing up. They indicate that you are no longer a child but are on the way to become an adult. So Bojo says, I wonder how long this period marked by changes in the body will last. So Paheli says, it is strange period of life when you are neither a child nor an adult. I wonder whether this period between childhood and adulthood had a special name. So growing up is a natural process. The period of life when the body undergoes changes leading to reproductive maturity is called adolescence. Adolescence begins around the age of 11 and lasts up to 18 or 19 years of age. Since this period covers the teens, 13 to 18 or 19 years of age, adolescents are also called teenagers. In girls, adolescence may begin a year or two earlier than in boys. Also, the period of adolescence varies from person to person. The human body undergoes several changes during adolescence. These changes marks the onset of puberty. The most important changes which marks puberty is that boys and girls become capable of reproduction. Puberty ends when an adolescent reaches reproductive maturity. So puberty ends when the adolescent reaches maturity of. Now Paheli says, Paheli and Bojo realized that sudden increase in height and hairline above the lips on boys were signs of adolescence. They wanted to know more about other changes in at puberty. So you can see a changes in puberty. So increase in height. The most conspicuous change during puberty is the sudden increase in height. At this time, the long bones, that is the bones of the arms and the legs, elongate and make a person tall. So activity 10.1, the following chart gives the average rate of growth in height of boys and girls with age. The figure in column 2 and 3 give the percentage of the height a person has reached at the age given in column 1. For example, by the age of 11, a boy has reached 81% of his probable full height, while a girl has reached 88% of a full height. These figures are only representative and there may be individual variation. Use the table for your friend and work out how tall they are likely to be. Find out who is likely to be the tallest and who might be the shortest in your class. So you can see here age in years and percentage of height. So age 8, 72 and 77. So it goes to 17 and 18 years. 18 years 100% height, and here girls also 100% height. So calculation for full height is equal to present height upon percentage of full height at this age is equal to into 100%. So as given in the chart. So example is a boy is 9-year-old and 120 centimeter height. At the end of the growth period, he is likely to be 120 upon 75 into 100, that is 160 centimeter tall. So activity 10.2, use the data given in activity 10.1 to draw a graph. Take age on the x-axis and percent growth in the of the height in y-axis. Highlight the point representing your height on the graph. Find out the percentage of height you have already reached. Calculate the height you might eventually reach. Tally your graph with one of given here. So you can see there is the age in here and this is the percentage of full height. So you can see here there is a graph showing percentage of height with age. So initially girls grow faster than boys, but by about 18 years of age both reaches their maximum height. The rate of growth in height varies in different individuals. Some may grow suddenly at puberty and then slows down, while others grow gradually. So Paheli says, I am worried though I have become taller, my face looks much smaller compared to my body. So Paheli's face is very much smaller than her body. There is no need for Paheli to worry. All parts of the body do not grow at the same rate. Sometimes the arms and legs or hands and feet of adolescent look oversized and out of proportion with the body. But soon the other parts catches up and result in the proportionate body. You must have noticed that the height of an individual is more or less similar to that of a family member. That is because height depends on the genes inherited from parents. It is, however, very important to eat the right kind of food during these growing years. This helps the bones, muscles, and other parts of the body get adequate nourishment for growth. You will find nutritional needs of adolescents discussed later in this lesson. So, change in the body shape. Have you noticed that boys in your class have broader shoulder and wider chest than boys in your junior classes? This is because they have entered the age of puberty. When shoulders generally broadens as a result of growth, in girls the region below the waist becomes wider. So in boys the muscles of the body grows more prominently than that of the girl. Thus changes occurring in adolescent boys and girls are different. So voice change. Did you notice that sometimes the voice of some of the boys in your class cracks at puberty? The voice box or the larynx larynx begins to grow. Boys develop larger voice boxes. The growing voice box in boys can be seen as a protruding part of the throat called Adam apple, as you can see in figure 10.2. You can see the Adam apple there. In girls, the larynx is hardly visible from the outside because of its small size. Generally, girls has a high pitched voice whereas boys have a deep voice. In adolescent boys, sometimes the muscle of the growing voice box go out of control and the voice become hoarse. This state may remain for a few days or week, after which the voice becomes normal. So you can see Adam's apple. So Bojo says, many of my classroom classmates have a hoarse voice. Now I know why. So increased activity of sweat and sebaceous glands. During puberty, the secretion of sweat glands and sebaceous glands, oil glands increases. Many young people get acne and pimples on the face at this time because of the increased activity of these glands in the skin. So a few glands such as sweat glands, oil glands and salivary glands releases their secretion through ducts. Endocrine gland releases hormone directly into the bloodstream, so they are termed as ductless gland. So development of sex organs. Look up figure 9.1 and 9.3 of the previous lesson, which shows sex organs of humans at puberty. Male sex organs like the testes and penis develop completely. The testes also begin to produce sperms. In girls, the ovaries enlarge and eggs begins to mature. Also, ovaries start releasing mature eggs. So, reaching mental, intellectual, and emotional maturity. Adolescence is also a period of change in a person's way of thinking. Adolescents are more independent than before and are also self-conscious. Intellectual development takes place and they tend to spend considerable time thinking. In fact, it is often the time in one's life when the brain has the greatest capacity for learning. Sometimes, however, an adolescent may feel insecure while trying to adjust to these changes in the body and mind. But as adolescent learners, you should know that there is no reason to feel insecure. These changes are a natural part of growing up. So, secondary sexual characters. You have learned in chapter 6 that testes and ovaries are the reproductive organs. They produce the gametes, that is sperm and ova. In girls, breast begins to develop at puberty and boys begin to grow facial hairs, that is mustaches and beard. As they as these features help to distinguish the male from the female, they are called secondary sexual character. Boys also developed hair on their chest. In both boys and girls, hair growth under the arm and in the region above the thighs and the pubic region. So both Bujo and Baheli wish to know what initiate changes at puberty. The changes which occur at adolescence are controlled by hormones. Hormones are chemical substances. These are secretions from endocrine glands or endocrine system. The male sex hormone or testosterone begins to be released by the testes at the onset of puberty. This causes changes in boys about which you have just learned. For example, the growth of facial hair. Once puberty is reached to girls, ovaries begin to produce the female hormone or estrogen. which makes the breast developed milk secreting gland and mammary glands developed inside the breasts. The production of these hormones is under the control of another hormone secreted from an endocrine gland called pituitary gland. So, role of hormones in initiating reproductive function. Endocrine glands release hormone into the bloodstream to reach a particular body part called target site. The target site responds to the hormone. There are many endocrine glands and ductless glands in the body. The testes and ovaries secrete sex hormones. You have just learned that these hormones are responsible for the male and female secondary sex characters. Now, further, the sex hormones are under the control of hormones from the pituitary gland, as in figure 10.3. The pituitary secretes many hormones, one of which makes ova mature in the ovaries and sperm form in the testes. So, hormone from the pituitary stimulate testes and ovaries to release testosterone in male and estrogen in female. Released in the bloodstream and reach part of the body, that is target site, stimulates changes in the body or at onset of puberty. So the figure shows the onset of puberty is controlled by hormones. Wiley and Bojo have now understood that puberty makes the beginning of the reproductive period when one becomes capable of reproduction, but they want to know if reproductive life once began continues or end at some time. So here it is explained. So 10.5 reproductive phase of human life. So adolescents become capable of reproduction when their testes and ovaries begin to produce gametes. The capacity of maturation and production of gametes lasts for a much longer time in males than in females. In females, the reproductive phase of life begins at puberty, 10 to 12 of age, and generally lasts till the age of 45 to 50 years. The ova begins to mature with the onset of puberty. One ova matures and is released by one of the ovaries once about 28 to 30 years. During this period, the wall of the uterus becomes thick so as to receive the egg in case it is fertilized and begin to develop. This results in pregnancy. If fertilization does not occur, the released egg and the thickened lining of the uterus along with its blood vessels are shred off. This causes bleeding in women, which is called menstruation. Menstruation occurs once in about 28 to 30 days. The first menstrual flow begins at puberty and is termed at menarche. So at 45 to 50 years of age, the menstrual cycle stops. Stoppage of menstruation is termed as menopause. Initially, menstrual cycle may be irregular. It takes some time to become regular. Spiley says that the reproductive life of the woman lasts from menarche to menopause. Is she right? Yes, she is right. Menstrual cycle is controlled by hormones. The cycle includes the maturation of the egg. It releases thickening of uterine wall and its breaking down if pregnancy does not occur. In case the egg is fertilized, it begins to divide and then gets embedded in the uterus for the further development, as you have learned in chapter 9. So if the fertilization does not occur, then the uterine wall and it does not get developed, and when there is a fertilization, then the baby is born inside the uterus. So 10.6, how is the sex of the baby determined? So Paheli says, I heard from my mother and my auntie talking about my cousin who is going to have a baby. They were discussing whether she would give birth to a boy or a girl. I wonder what makes the fertilized egg develop either into a boy or a girl. So girl or a boy. So inside the fertilized eggs or zygote is the inside the fertilized egg or zygote is the instruction for determining the sex of the baby. This instruction is present in the thread-like structure called chromosome in the fertilized egg. Recall from chapter 8 that chromosomes are present inside the nucleus of every cell. All human beings have 23 pairs of the chromosome in the nuclei of their cells. The two chromosomes named of these are the sex chromosome named X and Y. A female has 2X and while a male has X and Y chromosome. The gamete egg and sperm have only one set of chromosome. The unfertilized egg always has one X chromosome, but the sperm has a two kind. One kind is X and the other kind is Y chromosome. See figure 10.4. When a sperm containing X chromosome fertilizes the egg, the zygote would have two X chromosome and develop into a female child. If the sperm contributes a Y chromosome to the egg ovum at fertilization, the zygote would develop into a male child. So you can see sperm has X and Y. So you can see if there the chromosome is X and Y, then it is a boy, and when there is X and X, then the resulting child is girl. So sex determination in human. Now you will know that the sex chromosome of the father determines the sex of the unborn baby. The belief that the mother is responsible for the sex of a baby is completely wrong, and to blame her for this is totally unjustified. So 10.7 hormones other than sex hormones. Look at 10.3 again. The hormones secreted by the pituitary, testes and ovaries to produce the hormones. You have already learned that the pituitary is an endocrine gland. It is attached to the brain. Apart from the pituitary, the testes and the ovaries, there are other endocrine glands in the body such as thyroid gland, pancreas and adrenals. So you can see pituitary gland is here, and thyroid gland is in below the neck, and adrenal gland is there, and you can see pancreas is here, and this is the position of the ovary of female, you can see here, and this is the testes. So position of endocrine gland in the human body. So Bojo and Paheli had once visited their aunt who was a doctor, and remembered that a boy named Kaka had a very big and bulging throat. Their aunt had told them that the Kaka was suffering from goiter, a disease of the thyroid gland. Kaka thyroid gland was not producing the hormone thyroxine. Their aunt also told them that their uncle was suffering from diabetes because his pancreas was not producing hormone insulin in sufficient quantities. Bojo and Paheli then asked their aunt about the adrenal gland, which are also shown in the chart hung on the wall of a clinic. The aunt told them that the adrenal gland secrete hormones which maintain the correct salt balance in the body, in the blood. Adrenals also produce the hormone adrenaline. It helps the body to adjust the stress when one is very angry, embarrassed or worried. Thyroid and adrenal secrete their hormones when they receive order from the pituitary through its hormones. Pituitary also secrete growth hormones which is necessary for the normal growth of a person. So Bojo says, are there hormones in other animals also? Have they any role to play in reproduction? So 10.8 role of hormone in completing the life history of insects and frogs. You have already learned about the life history of the silk moth and the frog. The caterpillar has to pass through various stages to become an adult moth. Recall from class 6 the stage of the life history of the silk moth. Similarly, the tadpole passes through certain stages to become a frog, as in chapter 9 you have studied. This change have larva to adult is called metamorphosis. You have seen in figure 9.10. Metamorphosis is in insects is controlled by insect hormones. In a frog, it is controlled by thyroxine, the hormone produced by thyroid. The thyroxine production required the presence of iodine in water. If the water in which the tadpole are growing does not contain sufficient iodine, the tadpoles cannot become adult. So Bojo says, if people do not have enough iodine in their diet, will they get goiter caused by lack of thyroxine? So activity 10.3, collect information from magazine and from doctor and prepare a note on the importance of consuming iodized salt. You can also look for this information on the internet. To 10.9, reproductive health. The physical and mental well-being of an individual is regarded as an individual health. To keep the body healthy, every human being at any age need to have a balanced diet. The person must also observe personal hygiene and undertake adequate physical exercise. During adolescence, however, these become even more essential as the body is growing. Nutritional need of an adolescent. Adolescent is a stage of rapid growth and development. Hence, the diet for an adolescent has to be carefully planned. You have already learned what a balanced diet is. Recall the balanced diet means that the meal include protein, carbohydrates, fats and vitamins in requisite proportions. Or Indian meal of roti, rice, dal and vegetable is balanced meal. Milk is a balanced food in itself. Fruits also provide nourishment for infants. Mother milk provides all the nourishment that they need. Iron builds blood, and iron rich food such as leafy vegetable, jaggery, meat, citrus, Indian gooseberry are good for adolescents. Check the item for lunch and dinner in your meal in the meal balance and nutritious. Does it include cereals which may give energy, and milk, nuts and pulses which also give protein for growth? Also, does it include fat and sugar that give energy? What about fruits and vegetables which are protective foods. Chips and packed or tinned snacks, though very tasty, should never replace regular meals as they do not have adequate nutritional value. So activity 10.4, make a group of make a group with your friends. Write down the item of food in your breakfast, lunch and dinner you have had on the previous day. Identify the item responsible for proper growth. Also identify the junk food that you consumed the previous day. So you can see here. Activity 10.5, get idea from the picture. Prepare chart or posture and paste them in your class so that you may be aware of the diet for adolescents. You may use your creative design and present it like an advertisement. You may even organize a competition on this topic. So you can see that personalizing, everyone should have a bath at least once every day. So you should bath every day. That is written here. It is more necessary for teenagers because the increased activity of sweat glands sometimes make the body smelly. All parts of the body should be washed and cleaned every day. If cleanliness is not maintained, there is a chance of catching bacterial infection. Girls should take special care of cleanness during their period time of menstrual flow. They should keep track of the menstrual cycle and be prepared for the onset of menstruation. Use sanitary napkins or clean homemade pads. Change pads every 4 to 5 hours as per the requirement. Physical exercise, walking and playing is fresh air keeps the body fit and healthy. All young boys and girls should take walks, exercise and play outdoor games. So meet taboos, do's and don'ts. You have learned here and from chapter 9 the scientific facts related to the human reproduction. There are many wrong notation which you should be able to discard as information informed adolescents. For example, there are myths and taboos regarding bodily changes that adolescents experience. Some of these are given below, and you can now argue why these are myth and not fact. A girl becomes pregnant if she looks at boys during menstruation, and the mother is responsible for the sex of the child. A girl should not be allowed to work in the kitchen during menstruation. You may also come across many other myths and taboos. Discard them. So here is another activity 10.6, collect data on the number of children in your class who exercise regularly and who do not exercise regularly. Do you notice any difference in their fitness and health? Prepare a report on the benefits of regular exercise. Say no to drugs. Adolescent is a period of much activity in the body and mind which is a normal part of the growing up. So do not feel confused or insecure. If anybody suggests that you will get relief if you take some drugs, just say no unless prescribed by the doctor. Drugs are addictive. If you take them once, you feel like taking them again and again. They harm the body in the long run. They ruin health and happiness. You must have heard about AIDS, which is caused by dangerous virus HIV. And this virus can pass on to a normal person from an infected person by sharing the syringe used by the injecting drugs. It can also be transmitted to an infant from the infected mother through her milk. The virus can also be transmitted through sexual contact with a person infected with HIV. So adolescent pregnancy, you might be knowing that in our country the legal age of marriage is 18 years for girls and 21 years for boys. This is because teenager mothers are not prepared mentally and physically for motherhood. Early marriage and motherhood can cause health problems and in the mother and the child. It also curtains employment opportunities for the young woman and may cause mental agony as she is not ready for responsibilities of motherhood. So here the chapter is finished and we will start the next chapter in the next class.